Seconds away, round one.
Representing Orleans from shore, this is Frankie Quinn.
Was that? Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Traditional Wrestling Rounds action for our main event, our Frankie Quinn versus Tommy Fusion, two extremely popular and extremely talented wrestlers. Tommy Fusion, if we can run down his accolades, won championships in two of the promotions he has wrestled in, just completed his rookie year. And what an absolutely stellar rookie year Tommy Fusion has had, with some wins over some massive names at New Zealand wrestling, just recently including Vinnie Dunn, of all people. But his opponent, the champion, Frankie Quinn, has held the Hughes Academy Championship now, since its inauguration, when they combines the Hughes Academy Men's and the Hughes Academy Women's Championship, and she has beaten everyone that has come against her. Some fearsome competitors with people like Rough Guts, JT Hollow, Phoenix Talion. No one, and Dorian Weber twice, no one seems to have figured out Frankie Quinn.
Well, I'd just like to point out, I haven't had the opportunity to figure out Frankie Quinn yet.
No, I mean, if you think you can beat her, you can email HughesAcademyManagement@gmail.com, and they might give you a
Let me
shot.
write that down. I'm just going to say as I write that email address down,
And both of these competitors extremely quick, extremely good at the counter-offense game.
that belt felt pretty good in my hands.
It's a heavy, heavy belt, but it is a beautiful belt. It's the Hughes Academy Championship. So far, Frankie Quinn, the only person to hold that belt. And are we going to see Tommy Fusion be the first person to take it off her?
Well, it looks like Tommy's playing dirty a little bit there. It looked like he was pulling hair.
Yeah, a little bit more of a aggressive Tommy Fusion than we normally see. Normally he's a lot more fun-loving and a lot more clean.
Yeah, I'm dragging into an armbar, but he knows what's on the line here tonight.
Well, that's what I was mentioning before, the counter-offense game there. Tommy Fusion, as you said, he knows what's on the line with the Hughes Academy Championship and not giving Frankie a room to breathe.
No.
Straight from an arm drag into an armbar. And that's some veteran move there, not giving your... Normally you do an arm drag, your opponent rolls through and you follow up with something. But Tommy did not give Frankie the opportunity to do that and stayed on that armbar. And that is a veteran move. And for a guy who's just completed his first year in competitive wrestling, is impressive. But I tell you what, Tommy's had 1 year, but Frankie's had over 15 years in wrestling. She is very well versed in the ring. And if she knows her way out of a hold, anyone knows their way out of a hold, it's Frankie Quinn. And knowing your way out of a hold, what a vicious boot that was. No! Frankie was going for that Hurricanrana that she's so well versed in. But Tommy's clearly done his homework, straight with a vicious spinning backbreaker.
And he gets him one, though, and he gets him one.
Well, that's the thing. Frankie Quinn is a tough opponent. Even getting a 2 count on Frankie Quinn, I can tell you from experience, is hard work. But Tommy has targeted that back with the backbreaker, rolled straight from suplex into pinfall. Again, another...
Didn't have a good lateral press over the shoulders, though.
It wasn't a strong pin, but maybe it was a pin designed to send a message to Frankie more than to win the match. And Frankie fighting back from her knees with those vicious strikes, but a big back elbow from Tommy Fusion. And he deploys that back elbow with vicious effect in so many of his matches.
You know, for body slam, that's
Big
exactly
body
what it
slam.
was.
Again, targeting the back.
I don't know if that crack was the ring or Quinn's spine.
What remains of Quinn's spine after that big backbreaker. It looks like
Just 2 there.
Tommy has a strategy and he is executing it. He has targeted the back of Frankie Quinn. And if you can deal enough back damage to someone, it really starts making your extremities tingle. It's not like targeting a leg where your arms still work or your other leg still works. Every one of your limbs starts to tingle. They all start to get weaker. You can really do some damage to someone.
1 minute remains in this round. 1 minute.
And Tommy Fusion driving Frankie into the ring. Has in full control over Frankie Quinn with this rear chin lock. Oh, and a big hammer and elbow. Hammer and anvil elbow, I should say. And Tommy Fusion is feeling it. He knows he's in control. Oh, and a big running drop kick.
I think Tommy enjoys having the fans kind of on his back, too. No.
And we might have seen a very, very late first fall into the first round.
Yeah, I think similar to Spartan earlier, Tommy's kind of leaning into this darker, edgier side in this match.
Tommy really, he understands the pressure that he's under. First massive championship here with the Hughes Academy Championship. This is a big, prestigious belt. And if he could be the first man to take this belt off Frankie Quinn, that's a massive statement for the man. At the end of the first round, Tommy Fusion has been very dangerous, but clean break. Clean break there from Tommy Fusion. I thought we were going to see something a little bit dirty.
Yeah, so do I, but he's got this cockiness to him as he's springing around the corner. He might want to save that energy.
Yeah,
Frankie Quinn, she's demure, she's smaller, but she's no one to mess around with.
Well, Frankie Quinn is usually the smaller opponent in a match, so she is well versed to fighting someone who's bigger and stronger than she is.
Yeah, I think her approach reminds me of a Rey Mysterio, who's often the smallest in the fight.
There we go, straight into our second round. And Frankie Quinn, I think, baited Tommy Fusion in there, was really acting sort of exhausted in the corner. Baited Tommy Fusion into to run at her, almost a sunset flip. That could have been a desperation pin, but Tommy Fusion kicking out and delivering a straight drop kick. Right to the shoulder of Frankie Quinn as well. She's clearly feeling something. Something's astray. And Conan giving Frankie Quinn a little bit of breathing room. Tommy Fusion straight on the offense. Oh, and a big suplex going back to the back of Frankie. And Tommy is in control, and he knows it.
Tommy wants that belt.
Looks like he's starting to get a little bit... Yeah, well, I can't say I blame him. He's starting to feel a little bit cocky at this point. Tommy Fusion dragging Frankie up. But Frankie... You take your eye off her for 1 second and she's straight away with the offense with a wheelbarrow bulldog. And Tommy is stunned. Frankie with a desperation pinfall. Just getting a close to fall. Close to count, I should say. And as we've seen all night, the winner of the first fall is such a psychological boost. Both of these competitors want that boost and want that boost of confidence. Oh my God!
I'm not sure what that was.
I think Tommy calls that an Emerald Fusion. And a 3 count. Tommy's getting a 3 count on Frankie Quinn.
The winner of the fall and the round, Tommy Fusion.
And I was just saying there, the psychological boost that you can get out of being the man to get the first fall. And it was Tommy with that Emerald Fusion, and Frankie has not even moved. I don't know if she even knows that she's been pinned.
I don't know if she knows the round is over. I don't even know if she can continue.
She is clutching the back of her head. Her back has got to be absolutely killing her after this offense that Tommy is.
And head as well.
And look at Tommy. He is perched on the top like a vulture. He is ready to pick the bones of Frankie Quinn. And Frankie can barely stand, still clutching the back of the head after that Emerald Fusion. And Tommy looks like he's going for the move again.
No.
Well, we talked about baiting your opponent in. I think Frankie was maybe playing a little bit of possum there, baiting Tommy Fusion in, but Tommy not letting up the offense.
No, not at all. And
normally
Quinn sent literally across the ring.
Well, normally you'd bait your opponent in, go for a pinfall, and get some surprise offense in. Tommy saw that coming a mile away.
Something's come over Tommy Fusion.
Again, straight to the suplex, which...
I'd like it if it wasn't so scary.
Right, it is a little bit frightening. Oh, that big back elbow from Tommy Fusion. Frankie looks out of it. She's well enough into it to know where she is in the ring.
And to let the ref know as well.
Tommy a little bit, maybe lazy, not pulling Frankie into the middle of the ring. Oh, with that vicious elbow right to the side of Frankie's head.
Nasty.
And you see Tommy Fusion holding the arm like that, so Frankie can not only not defend herself, but also Tommy pulls Frankie in, so get that little bit of extra momentum, really drive the offense off that elbow to the side of the head.
Nasty is all I can say.
Here's a vicious, vicious move.
Oh!
But speaking of viciousness...
No.
Frankie, I think we saw viciousness from Tommy Fusion before. I think that slap just awoke a little bit more viciousness. Bit of ground and pound offense there from Tommy Fusion, and Frankie is struggling to get to the bottom rope. And this double leg Boston Crab, not only does it do damage to your thigh muscles and your leg, but it really torques your lower back. And that back that Frankie Quinn has been damaged over and over again in this match has got to be screaming in pain. I don't know how Frankie is standing right now. Her spine has got to be screaming. Oh, what a vicious chop from Frankie Quinn. And I guess we say
hanging in there.
I guess we say they're struggling to stand, almost collapsing after that chop.
Quinn trying to get this audience behind her.
This is where we normally see Frankie Quinn deliver those vicious double knees. And straight up. Oh, he saw Tommy Fusion clearly knew what he was doing. Caught Frankie.
What is he going for?
Looks like he's muscling Frankie Quinn up. Oh my God!
Powerbomb!
The power of Tommy Fusion standing with another person on his shoulders.
No, Frankie just gets up.
Oh, and that was a weak kick out from Frankie Quinn.
That, like we've said earlier, instinct. That's all that was.
That had to be just instinct. The whiplash of the back of your head slamming onto the mat after a powerbomb like that. The damage to the spine that Frankie has already taken. I don't know how Frankie kicked out of that powerbomb. But we might be on the verge of a new champion at this point. Because Tommy is firmly in control. I don't think I've ever seen Frankie Quinn in this much danger in one of her championship matches. Ever. Frankie there trying to get the crowd behind her. Really trying to fire herself up. Tommy Fusion looks a little bit stunned there. I think he thought that Frankie was out a little bit more than she really is, but she is fighting back again. What a vicious right hand that was. Oh, and what a shot from Frankie. My God, I think I felt that at commentary. And Frankie Quinn might be turning into desperation mode at this point.
Absolutely.
Those strikes were vicious.
There we go, those knees again.
I don't know if that was a risky maneuver. Tommy had already counted out of that move once before. But gone for it once before. Oh, and maybe went for it again too many times. Tommy not letting her get the offense in.
1, 2, kicks out.
And that was a really tight cover from Tommy.
Yeah.
If he had hooked the arm as well as the leg, we might have just had a new champion. Because again, Frankie Quinn's kickouts are getting weaker and weaker.
Yep, they absolutely are. And
We might be just counting down. We might be just counting down the seconds of Frankie Quinn's title reign at this point. As we end round 3.
this concludes the 3rd round. Whoops.
And that has got to be absolutely heartbreaking for Frankie. Frankie was finally in control of this match, was finally getting back some offense in against Tommy Fusion in the bell rings.
Hey, she's got 2 rounds to do it, but you got to start wondering at some point if the referee is going to make that call. And want to see Frankie fight another day. This has just been an onslaught.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the referee's got to make a judgment call, and if one of the competitors can't defend themselves, and if they can't fight back, then the referee has to make the call to end the match. And Frankie Quinn's a proud lady. She will not tap out, and she will not quit, despite it maybe being in her best offense. But I tell you what, not being able to defend yourself, Frankie Quinn's still fighting back, still defending herself, but not enough. Again, straight back to that suplex.
Cracking suplex.
And Tommy floating over into the cover.
No.
And Frankie kicking out. But Tommy is in firm control. And I tell you what, I don't know how Frankie is fighting back at this point. The beating that she has taken from Tommy Fusion, the damage to her back has got to be excruciating.
Must be
but still we're seeing her fight back.
Must be on autopilot.
It has to be. And these strikes from Tommy just driving Frankie into the corner. Oh my God! The dragon suplex right to the back of the head. if the Emerald Fusion took Frankie Quinn out won an earlier fall, this has got to be doing it.
No. She's still in it. She's still in it.
She's still in it, but barely. Talk about Frankie running on autopilot and looking like it's happening. That dragon suplex is a dangerous move, dropping you on the back of your head. And Frankie clutching the back of the head from the dragon suplex. She has got to be in so much pain. And you take a shot like that to the back of your head, not only does it obviously rattle your head, but your vision starts to blur, you start to not be able to think. It can do so much untold damage.
Frankie has taken a lot of head damage in this match. And
and a little bit more there with a rolling neck breaker.
So, Frankie kicks out.
Didn't get the arm up, though. That was a weak kick out from poor Frankie.
A roll up.
It was. I think she's on autopilot at this point. We are certainly counting down the minutes of Frankie's title reign at this point. I think this might be a foregone conclusion.
If she can't muster something, I absolutely think it'll be a foregone conclusion.
Well, it looks like Tommy's again going for the dragon suplex. Dealt horrific damage to the back of Frankie's head before, but Frankie countering out of it. Oh, the unique cover at this point. And Frankie's back in it. Frankie is one fall apiece.
Your winner of the fall, Frankie Quinn. We are now tied at 1 fall apiece with 1 round remaining.
2 rounds. 2 rounds remaining. That was the 4th.
All right, yes. I would just like to clarify, I've had 1 too many Coca-Colas. There are 2 rounds remaining. 2 rounds remaining.
And Tommy Fusion is clearly feeling it. Oh! Jesus, and I think he felt that.
I think his ancestors felt that.
Oh my God. Frankie Quinn. I mean, you could have broken your hand on. Oh, but Frankie Quinn straight out of the corner with a big lariat. Again with a big clothesline. Frankie is firing up. And it was like.
Absolutely is. Realizes their title's on the line.
We were 2 or 3 minutes ago just saying that Frankie Quinn is out of this match and out on her feet. And she is now firing back with a vengeance. Going straight into that tilt-a-whirl DDT. I think Frankie has heard their 1 fall remaining. Bit of an accidental caller there on your part. I think you might have actually just cost Tommy Fusion the match. Frankie Quinn is firing up.
I can't say that I hate costing Tommy Fusion the match, so I'll own that one.
Frankie is in desperation mode, though. That was some big offense to Tommy Fusion. Close 2 count. Still not enough, though. But again, both of these competitors just need one big move left to win the match.
Look, whoever comes out of this the winner is going to deserve to be the winner.
Oh, they have earned their spot as the champion, whoever it is. And Frankie Quinn, some vicious kicks and strikes there. Tommy blocking the suplex, though. Oh, and another neck breaker. Straight to the back of the head.
She's done!
Well, she's done, says
And it
Tommy.
looks like Tommy's going back to the Emerald Fusion. Oh, and Frankie counters it with a reverse DDT. A little back of the head action in return for Tommy Fusion.
That'll do it.
But Frankie, you'd have expected her to roll over into cover at that point, but
So she's got
really
something else in
struggling
mind.
to get to her feet.
Sliced
It looks like
bread.
Frankie's setting up for sliced bread at this point. Oh, and she delivers the sliced bread bulldog, rolling straight into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Your winner of the match and still Hughes Academy champion, Frankie Quinn. And what a match. Tommy Fusion, a much more vicious Tommy Fusion than we have normally seen, in firm control for a lot of that match. But Frankie Quinn, again, showing how tough she is, showing how experienced she is, and showing how dangerous she is by clawing back victory over Tommy Fusion. I know Frankie's maybe not quite done with Tommy at this point. And And I don't know if Tommy even knows that he's won. Or knows that he hasn't won.
Oh, there's a lot of things Tommy doesn't know.
Looks like Frankie there showing a bit of respect to Tommy Fusion, and he earned
Absolutely.
it.
First time a woman has ever hugged Tommy Fusion too, I believe.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But what a hell of a match, Fabulence. What a hell of a show.
I tell you what, this match could have gone in either direction, and both of these competitors would have earned that victory. But tonight, Frankie Quinn is the champion. But I tell you what, if we get a rematch between these two, we might see a very different result.
No doubt.